Hey guys, wet and rainy in Seattle. We are here at the fish store in Seattle, and it may look like a little local shop, and that's because it is, and it's one of my favorite in town. So let's go on in and have a look. All right. So we're going to start off looking at some of the Nano aquariums because those have been so popular in this day and age. We've got everything from the bubble kind of skull, I guess that would be a very specific clientele. But then we've gotten some really beautiful coral planted tanks that are miniature tanks that, if you take a look at it, have quite a bit of interesting coral and life going on in them. Moving on, we've got another freshwater tank. These are more of the modern slimline, or I guess Swedish design, Danish style tank. Looks like they have some guppies in there, some young guppies, as well as a few blue tetras, neons. They've also got some, looks like some duckweed, or probably duckweed there, if not dwarf frog bit. And some temple plant, rotala. Then moving on, we've got a little bit longer, a 20-gallon long, my personal favorite tank. And then down here we've got the larger tanks, and in here right now they've got a few different cichlid varieties. They've also got their growing different plants on top. But now this is what I think is really interesting, is these tanks that are totally manageable at your desk at work. So these are, we've got the, let's see, we've got Fluval here, we've got Coralife, and then we've got Aquion tanks, we've got Marina tank, and they're all kind of interesting. We also got some Evo tanks. But so here we've got a fully saltwater tank that's not even 2 gallons. That's pretty awesome. It's like pretty beautiful that you can get all of that going. And this one appears to be a fairly low maintenance, more locally found subtropic plants. In here, we have kind of, again, that slim look that you'd want to put on your desk. And looks like a 3-gallon and maybe a 8.8, or maybe something like a 5 or a 7 here. Let's see if we can find the exact model. Yep, it's a Fluval Edge. And inside, you can see that they've done a nice job planning it, building it up. There's some Harlequin rasboras, some tetras, looks like maybe a Siamese algae eater or two, and some snails and a mono shrimp. So it's a happy little biome. Same with this tank, which is, yet again, like all of these small tanks, an awesome little tank to get for your office if you don't necessarily have room for something big on your desk. This shop has a lot of great small tanks, and they've got great prices for a little shop. Really helpful employees also. So let's move on over to their other tanks. They've got this little teeny tank here, and it looks like we've got a young betta in there. Definitely a desktop worthy tank. In here we've got some large rainbow fish. We've also got, I know they've had discus here in the past, but it looks like right now we've got rainbow fish in here, and maybe some snails and some eggs going on. So it's definitely a living biome. They have a good selection of wood and stuff like that here. These tanks are more for facing the front, but it's worthwhile to show that, support your small business, local business. They've got decent sales that can rival PetSmart and things. Maybe not $1 a gallon, but in the scheme of things, in the setup, you know that it's going to be a lot better quality. And so in here we've got a Nemo tank, as kids say. We've also got lights which they sell, full spectrum UV lights. We've got some pretty impressive coral in this tank as well, and anemones that seem to be doing very healthy. So definitely know what they're doing if you need to talk to someone in the Seattle area about a saltwater tank. This is a great spot to come. Another tank that they've got going on here appears to be a saltwater, not quite a cube, but also very easy, if you look at the size of my hand, very easy to have on your desktop. You can hide a lot in the base. Just beautiful shrimp in here and anemones. I know there's some fish hiding in here too, but there's a lot you can do. I'm not a saltwater guy personally, but it sure is beautiful when you start working with the different anemones and things like that. On top of that, they've got great deals on food products, things like that. They've got different kits right now. They've also got, you know, your standard fake plants. They've got your bio orb or bioflow self-contained kits. They've got oasis kits, gravel, all kind of your standard, your fake plants, your figurines, because you know you need a princess, and all the way to skulls or alien skulls and what have you. Moving on, they seem to be carrying mostly Aquaclear, Aquatop, Cascade, Fluval, filters and things like that. This is where I got my 20 gal. Also carrying a lot of Fluval lights. The Eco Brights are great. Fluval Aquasky LEDs are great. And then the 2.0s are just rad. So highly recommend it. The other really cool thing about this shop, above like PetSmart or any place like that, is we've got a awesome selection of rocks that they sell by the pound. There's everything from obsidian to what they call wonderstone to lava rock to jades and slates and quartz, and all of them are safe for your tank. The price is like $2.49 a pound, and sometimes they'll even have like higher end stones like mantan and things like that, as well as coral and other things to build bases off of. They carry all your standard supplies, and then in part 2 of this video I'm going to go over the critters that they keep, which I highly recommend. Also, come in, check them out. They sell live large rock also for only $2.98 a pound. I mean, that's 50 cents more than normal rock is at their store, and in other stores I see it as high as like $8.50 a pound for rock. And granted, things like dragonstone and things like that do go for more. I've seen in this shop dragonstone for under $4 a pound, so very cool. And that's one of the big reasons why I keep coming back here. Not to mention it's just been in our area for so many years. So this concludes part 1. If you want to check out part 2 of the living critters in the shop rather than just kind of the layout and the overview, this shop has been around for almost 40 years in one incarnation or another. Don't forget to like it, don't forget to subscribe, and stop into this shop next time you're in town. Alright guys, I'll talk to you in part number 2 on the video.